especially because I do have freckles and I like to be able to see them. Alright, next up I'm taking the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the color Ebony. And I've been using this product on and off since like 2014. When I had like very blocky square eyebrows. I think everyone did at that point. I'm using this really teeny tiny brush from Katie Jane Hughes Spectrum Collection, and I don't really do the creating small hair-like strokes thing. I want slightly less of a structured brow look, so I like to just kind of fill in sparser areas and then blend it so it doesn't really look like specific product in my eyebrows. And I'm like moderately happy with the shape of my eyebrows, so I don't really change the shape of my brows. I'm just trying to fill them in and define them. I was working on my good brow, and now I'm going to be working on my bad brow, so that this good mood might turn around. Because I like the shape of my good brow, my only goal with the bad brow is to try and match it up to the good one. I'm not kidding. I shaved this eyebrow off when I was around like 6 years old, which I still to this day don't know why I did that. But it hasn't been the same ever since. I think it's traumatized. So yeah, this brow is a struggle to get right. I have to have a little bit of a heavier hand with this one because I'm trying to manipulate the shape a little bit more. And then when I'm done, I just brush them through to make sure they look okay, natural, and you know, they're not perfect, but they'll do. And I'm using the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette. I'm taking this mid-tone warm brown from the palette and using a fluffy blending brush. This brush is by Katie Jane Hughes. They're my favorite brushes, and I'm just diffusing that color around the outside of my eye and bringing it inward to the inner corner. And then with a flat brush, I'm going into this glittery, reflective shade. That to me is really the standout of this palette. And I'm putting that on the center of my eyelid, concentrating it on the center and then blending it out on either side. And because the actual color isn't necessarily super pigmented, it's just a really reflective shimmer, I don't really have to worry about blending too much. Then I'm going to go into this contour color, and I'm going to slightly darken up the outer corner, just to add a little bit more definition to the outer part of my eye. I really tried to not be the same shape on both eyes. I do have asymmetrical eyes, so that's fun. There's the moment I decide that that's probably as good as it's gonna get, and we should move on. Next, I'm using the Bambi Eye mascara from L'Oreal. Yeah, L'Oreal. And everyone looks crazy when they're putting on mascara. Today I didn't curl my eyelashes, so they don't really show up that much. My eyelashes are very short and straight, so it takes like 5 coats of mascara to get them to actually show up. And now I'm doing my best impression of The Grudge while I put some mascara on my lower lash line. And we're going to go back in with another coat on the top lashes because they are tiny and they are short. I do like this mascara though, it actually builds up nicely, it doesn't get super clumpy or anything. Sacre bleu, I forgot to put on brow gel, so I'm just using this one from Refy, my favorite. The applicator looks like a weapon, but I like how little product it deposits. It doesn't make my brows look really like chunky or gross or anything. And then I'm taking the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in the color Luminous Blush. And I'm taking the Katie Jane Hughes Angled Blush Brush and applying that to my face. I've been liking kind of a higher blush placement. I think it just lifts my face a little bit more. And on the other side. And then I always go back in with my beauty blender, with just residual product on it and blend the blush in. I'm not kidding when I say I want to be buried with the Lisa Eldridge highlighter in Crystal Nebula. I am obsessed with this product. I am so obsessed with this highlight. I don't know if I will ever use a different one. It really doesn't look like sparkly or too metallic. It's one of the only highlights I've used that really just looks like healthy skin. And then on my lips, I'm using the Merit Signature Lipstick in the color Slip. And this lipstick is really, really close in color to my actual lip color, so on camera it doesn't look like it's anything, but it does really slightly deepen my lip color. Then I'm using the Tower 28 Gloss in the shade Almond. And because my lips are on the smaller side, I almost always wear a gloss. I do like the shape